So yeah, a few months in, we were very fortunate to get invited to hear Brad, speak at Marshall. He does something called the CEO panel where he brings his friends from Silicon Valley. And we were there and, he's really talking about, what's possible. And, we're taking a ton of notes and writing. And it was towards the end and Brad made a comment that said, we oftentimes when I come back, people are asking when, are we going to open up an office at Intuit here or PayPal or Adobe? And he said, here's the secret. 25% of all of our employees are what they call remote workers. They can work from anywhere. And he said he was going to go learn about a city who incentivized remote workers because they figured out that they don't want to commute. They want to be able to afford a home. They like outdoor recreation and hiking. And we looked and he said, he called it was Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he just kind of looked at each other and said, Tulsa? Outdoor rec? And it was just this like light bulb moment for us. And, that night we were sending texts back and forth with like, this is what a remote worker is. This is what Tulsa is. And we just started just diving in. We put together a presentation and really built out what it could look like, what a program like that could use to attract talent, because that's been our whole thing. All our work is about keeping our best and brightest here and attracting the best and brightest here to our state to take us forward. And we ended up presenting it to a former presidential candidate and loved the outdoor economy and said, that's exactly what West Virginia should be doing. And we got to the remote worker, part of it. And this is before COVID really took off and it wasn't as commonplace, and basically said, well, who's going to fund that? Like that won't work. How does that, play out? And this was a Friday afternoon. And we were pretty, we were deflated. We were like, man, really it was a gut check. And it might be the most important moment we've had because you need that gut check along the way. And we kind of, did our own thing for an hour or so. And I remember one of us called each other and said, I think we're right on this. And Greg sent Brad a text and said, hey, we've got something we'd like to show you. And Brad texted back and said, how about next Wednesday at 2 o'clock? And I don't think either one of us slept for 5 days because we really dove in, and that began the journey of what that relationship and friendship and trust with Brad and Alys Smith was that moment. And it became this very iterative process of he and Alys kept challenging us to go look and benchmark and grow, and it just kept evolving in this really organic way. And that's ultimately what led to the trust and the vision for the gift. So within 6 months of us starting the office, Brad and Alys, named it, and it's still one of the best moments. I still get choked up thinking about the way that we formed that partnership, the way that trust was built, and the fact that it's a shared narrative of what this state can be. And that's what we are really leaning into. It's about transformation through our two greatest assets, and that's our people and that's our natural resources.